All right. I feel like it's probably not even worth picking bands. This is probably going to be a chatting stream because I don't know how much fighting I'm going to get to do, but better that than just sitting on the couch. Feels pretty clean. Hey, Akbar. It's going pretty good. Got some fun stuff coming up later. Going to see some friends, which is why this is a short one, because we'll need to drive. Yeah, it'll be a good weekend. Out of curiosity, how's the audio? I feel like it's probably quieter than normal, right? But how's the quality? Let me try turning it up a bit. Because I got a, one of those, what do you call it? Mic isolation balls. I think that makes a bit more sense with the setup I have. Okay. This is probably just Luke. Yeah. Yeah, I'm generally liking the new setup. Excuse me. Still got a few more things to do. I ordered some cable management stuff. That should help. I don't know why I didn't run in. Again, where are my instincts? Apparently not in a great place. Yeah, the timing just feels off today. Hey Andrew, Arctic, how's it going? Feels like I'm back to playing 60 or something, or 30 frames per second or something. This is weird. Oh, my bands change constantly. In some metas, there are specific characters that I will ban every time, but for the most part, there's a very short list of defenders that I will ban if I feel like they have enough going on to give me a problem. And then after that, for the most part, my bans are just based on whatever I think their best attackers are that I don't have. So I'm not that good at Battlegrounds, but I feel like I'm good enough that often what I'm trying to do is put me and my opponent on equal footing or as close to it as I can and take away any specific advantages they have. Because if I can do that, I generally like my odds. Yeah, I mean, I've got an Enchantress, and so I think it would be doing me a disservice to ban her. Because, again, it's like that's the kind of thing. I try and put myself in such a place where if my opponent has a character and I have the same character and they're at the same rank, I don't want to feel like I need to ban them. Um, because I want to have enough answers and be comfortable enough with them that I can force something to my advantage around there, right? Like that's kind of the skill of the draft manipulation that I try and hold myself to. Sometimes I don't have enough answers. I have a Zola. I haven't ranked him up yet, and so he is a sometimes ban for me, depending on how the opponent's deck looks. But definitely not always. Nice, Akbar. Howdy. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing I never want. That's the position I never want to be in, Akbar. Because if you have the advantage and you're spending a ban on that character, like you're not even getting the benefit of, oh, my opponent will ban. You need to be comfortable enough where it's like if they go unbanned and you both draft them, then that works in your favor. Otherwise, it's like, why did you rank for a defender? It just doesn't make sense to me. See, that's fair, Narctic. If you don't have Serpent and you know that Nico is going to be a ban target, then it makes sense to ban him. Yeah, that's possible. That people don't realize bans are symmetrical. I love how none of these stat focuses are set, and then Hyperion has special damage on defense. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Yeah, I can understand that one too. I'm taking a look here in a second, trying to remind myself how clear do we make the band thing? I mean, it's literally in bold right below that. Both is the only all caps thing. So, yeah, I guess it's just a matter of reading literally any of the text on the screen. I'm good. I'm gonna go see some friends later tonight. Looking forward to it. So for now, just doing a quick stream here. And I need to be making some progress because I only have 3 days to get to the Glad Circuit, which shouldn't be too bad. Like, we're moving. The giant timer disincentivizes reading. See, I kind of feel differently because if I know that I'm going to be seeing this screen a lot and there's a timer on it, I want to know what the heck is going on. Good deck. Some definite threats in there. I almost feel bad for my bands because they left Nico and Gene open. But that is definitely an almost. Because that is a good encapsulation of my band strategy, right? I have Future Ant-Man in my deck, but as a rank 3. Because there's his rank 4, and he's problematic, get out of here. Then Spider-Woman I own but have not ranked yet, and Warlock I do not have. I mean, I own him, I must, but I don't have him at high rank, and so that's an excellent reason to get him out of there. As much as I like Black Panther in this meta, Yelena has to be the pick here. Interesting that they don't grab the Sunspot here. Because they don't really have a great Yelena answer, and that's what I would have taken. I guess let's get that out of the way then. Alright, let's see if I have the special dexes today. Adam feels like a very bad answer to her. Maybe I'm missing something. Hey Nick, how's it going? Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Adam isn't a great Elena answer. Yeah, no, Spider-Woman's great. She's definitely on the list. Bastion versus Elena? I don't feel like I know you well enough, Andrew, to know whether you're trying to probe or not. One second. Thanks, Jason. Like, Bastion versus Yelena has some utility, but it's also, I think, currently bugged? I forget if we fixed it yet. I know we're going to. Just sometimes people are asking around bugs like that. I will take that clarification as full innocence. But for those who aren't familiar, this is up on the Trello board. I forget when it's going to be fixed. Probably next month. But disintegration is a very unique damaging effect, right? For the most part, only I think four, because it's Zola, Bastion, Future Ant-Man, and Punisher 2099, right? Of interest to us at the moment is specifically Future Ant-Man and Bastion, because those have instant disintegrations. Now, most of the time in our game, instant damaging effects are just applied on hit. Like, that's literally the trigger that we use under the hood. Sometimes we use, like, on contact, on blocked. You know, there are a few other triggers like that. Disintegration is unique because when it's instant, if you want the part of it that reduces the opponent's combat power rate to work properly, you have to move the whole effect earlier. And the reason for that is because power is actually granted before that on hit trigger happens. It's a more fundamental part of the calculation. And so instant disintegrations are timed a little bit earlier, and because of that, it was getting around Yelena's attack cap. And so that's what's going to be fixed, because for a while, Bastion and Future Ant-Man were working better than they were supposed to. So going forward, Bastion will still be an okay answer to her, right? Because he will still have the healing effect that helps keep him healthy, but the damage will be worse while in observation mode, and you will have to play more by the rules that she imposes on everyone else and get her to elimination mode before you can do real damage. So hopefully that clarifies. Sorry your Titans aren't going well, Nick. That's rough. Nico's stat focus is set, Travis, but thank you for the intent. It's specifically disintegrate. Harvest isn't yeah, harvest is different. The short answer. There are a few other events in the game that use the same general trigger, but I can't think of any damaging um, effects, events, triggers. Anything that would be pulling from mod attack that shares that same trigger. It's possible there's something, so I don't want to give you like a really hard answer to that. Yeah, hopefully that helps. No, You gotta do what you gotta do, Akbar. I'm currently saving Titans, but that's because there's nothing I need out of the outgoing pool, and for the most part, I even have what I need in the other two. No, I totally get it, Travis. And I will say, like, hold on, processing that Havoc is a little bit of a problem. What was I saying? Oh, I will say that I don't think that Nico necessarily wants adrenaline all the time. I need to change a few of my stat focuses back. Like you see, some of these are still on block pen from the last meta when that's not what they should be. But especially when I was using Nico to take more serpents, then I think adrenaline is her best stat focus for sure. I don't think that's fully fair, Akbar. Like, did it fully solve the problem? No. But I do think there were significant improvements over the 6-star economy. Mantis can do havoc if you're brave. No, thank you. Well, but that's the thing. Red numbers don't get around that, right? Like I understand um why there's that confusion, but especially because we just shipped champions with safeguard, but safeguard, a damage cap, is not the same thing as an attack cap. And I keep seeing people talk about Yelena's interaction as a damage cap, and it's always difficult to navigate like the correct amount of pedantic to be. But that is why um, when I can tactfully, I correct people and call it an attack cap, because a damage cap says you cannot do more than this amount of damage in a single hit, right? In a single event. And red numbers don't necessarily get around that either. It's more that sometimes red numbers are multiple damage events in the same frame. I'm not going to go down that. You can ask me for clarification if you need it. But Yelena's is different. There's no upper limit on how much damage you can do to her. There's just an upper limit on how high your attack rating can be as you are doing that damage. Okay, not the cleanest Tiger versus Bishop fight, but serviceable. Yeah, there's basically no chance of that happening, Nick. I understand why you say that, but that would make hoarding worse, not better. And that is, speaking completely bluntly, too much control to offer the player base over character acquisition in a gacha game. Would never work. I also think, Akbar, to be fair, I think the Titan system has reduced hoarding. It just hasn't eliminated it, especially among major endgame players. Okay. Oh, come on. I was afraid of the Thanos ban for Zola. I suspected it might happen. I don't know if I have the Tiger skills I need to take Zola. I like briefly remember practicing it, but it's been a while. If anyone knows that one, do you remember like exactly what the pattern is? I feel like it's maybe one light. Keep an eye on it. We do need to test him. Oh, nobody said they eliminated Jason. Yeah, of course they did. Don't have either ranked at the moment, Genzi. Now I know we're doing our jobs right. It's not really possible to have everybody ranked the way that you want them for both Battlegrounds and War without spending significantly more than I do. Oh, come on. Yeah, I was hoping getting both up because of or getting the extra charges against mutants would make this worth it. And I think the crit resist on top of the cowardice was just too much. That's okay. I kind of figured that was a good time to run that experiment. Hey, Bleezy. Yeah, I misplayed that. I needed to reload on the special one before the special 2. We would have done a lot more damage. That's okay. Yeah, this meta is definitely pretty straightforward. Yeah, that easily could have been 47 and a half, higher. It screwed up how I rank champs. I mean, the thing to remember, Elijah, is it's just one game mode. You gotta do what you gotta do. My advice for Battlegrounds, unless you are literally trying to get Celestials, or Celestial, which, you know, remember, is a very small group of people, statistically, even if you're trying, you're not gonna get it. Is don't worry about perfecting your deck and instead focus on just improving it, right? What specific things do you have a weakness to right now? What is causing you problems? And so, like, Jency called out earlier, Jack would be very helpful to me. I would benefit a lot from another Onslaught counter, from another Zola counter, from someone who has decent damage beyond those two. Like, Jack would be a very good Battlegrounds focused rank up for me. I'm not going to run and do that because I also balance my war rank ups and I have to worry about prestige and that kind of thing. But like that's the kind of rank up that you should be doing is okay, I'm having trouble covering this base. It is affecting my ban strategy. It's time for me to make a targeted improvement. Don't worry about solving it. Hopefully that helps break the paralysis a bit. Anyway, thank you very much for the super chat, Jason. Doubt many of everyone they want ranked. Yeah. No, it's the point is for that not to be possible, right? Too much time content to do to explore 9.2. Yeah, that makes sense. There's been quite a bit going over the summer. Hey Pablo, Dilly, welcome. If you have a bunch of champs that you're having trouble deciding on ranking, then you probably don't need to open Titans right away. I don't know. Doesn't hurt. Yeah, if you feel like you really don't have many Enchantress options, then actually I'm gonna backtrack what I just said and say maybe a Titan is a good idea for you. Because the current Titan having both Joaquin and Spider Woman in it, pretty helpful on those grounds. Thanks, Bleezy. Everybody has misses, so I'm gonna ignore that and focus on the win. Congrats on Photon. No, I don't buy that, Thon. But I've heard this song from you before. And you just have to be comfortable with a certain amount of tension. That's the point, right? It shouldn't feel possible for your Battlegrounds deck to be that solved when there's only 30 spots. Do I think shorts could fit my content? Yes, definitely. They would just require me to put time into that I don't really want to. short answer. Maybe someday, if other things change, but I'm honestly pretty chill with my channel's slow growth and with, sometimes I put out war videos. They do okay, not great. But for the most part, my channel is here for the spotlights with context and for streaming, and then for, I guess, even big content I'm streaming, so that still counts as streaming. And I'm comfortable with that. But yes, I think shorts are interesting, and like I have ideas for them periodically. I'm just not really willing to put in the effort to keep the kind of upload schedule you need for those to really jump to the front. Good luck, Elijah. Yes, I am a Kabam employee. I built Gene, which is why I'm not taking it upon myself to help you see the hype. I've heard good things about Superman. I haven't seen it. That's not a terrible idea, Jency. I appreciate that. Yeah, team effort on the summary pivot. I can't claim full credit for that. But yeah, I could potentially do that. It's still more video editing than I think I might want to sign up for, but I'll think about it for next month. That depends on your deck, Dunny. If you're still running, I'm gonna say 10 or more 6 stars, then Gene might be worth it. But if you're down to like 2 or 3, then no, I don't think I'd prioritize her. And practice things. No, I cannot participate in the Battle Realm Brawl, nor could I participate in the last one, which is why I casted it. Not the fastest, but I wanted to see what kind of score we could do there. Hey, Jason, how's it going, man? Afternoon. Okay. I've unfortunately got to run. Just look down until the time. Screamer New Falcon will either translate to any Everest content. I don't think I'd particularly want to use either in Everest. Neither of them really have that kind of scaling. I think generally Scream is the stronger champion. JT is specifically if you need what he has to offer, right? If you are quite low on Enchantress counters, or you want the slow against other mystics, then I think he's pretty valuable. But yeah, with my account where I'm not that worried about Enchantress, I will and have taken Scream first. You asking me to rework Sue, Nick? I don't know, maybe someday. But yeah, I've obviously taken some inspiration from her over the years. Sorry, Pablo, bad timing. Okay, do I have a crystal to open real quick? I don't even know. Yes, yes we do. Okay, let's end on that. I have everyone in the basic now. So, who are we getting SIGs on? Cool. I'll take Guardian SIGs. That's always good. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.